lot of time researching the history of Woodlands, one thing you can't miss is the God-sized faith that has been foundational for Woodlands over the years. One such moment in this rich history is retold by Pastor Bill Ankerberg as he wrote in late April of 1989, and I quote, "On Sunday, April 23, the Homewood Baptist Church voted to build a new $1 million sanctuary with child care facilities." Now, I am convinced that when people look back at these reports to trace the history of this church, that this will be viewed as one of the 5 most important decisions in the history of the church. This decision by the church is a real step of faith. Let all who follow after know that there's a mixture of faith and fear as we look to the future. What does God have in store for our future? Well, we, Woodlands, exist to bring glory to God by making courageous Christ followers of all people groups for all people groups, willing to risk all, to serve all, to save all. Every generation must be able to face their fears by stepping out in faith. Now it's our turn. We must be proven faithful if Woodlands is to be here for the next generation. We are now on the verge of another defining moment in the life of Woodlands that will mark our church's impact on our community for years to come. God has been shaping our faith and unity as a church in order to prepare us for this moment. Just as an airplane needs to accelerate to a speed of 178 miles per hour for takeoff, Woodlands is on the tarmac and ready for takeoff, but we need to accelerate to a speed that will give us the needed lift to get into the air and to soar. So for the next 2 years, we are entering a season of our church that we are calling Mission 178. This is a God-sized vision that will define Woodlands for the next decade and beyond. As we risk all for Mission 178, together as a community, I know that God will use us as a church. He will use our faith to serve all, to save all. Through Mission 178, we want to accelerate generosity. As we strive to be a people who reflect Christ, we want to be a church filled with generous people. You see, our generosity speaks authenticity louder than any words ever will. We want to accelerate impact. Upgrades to our current facility will substantially increase our ability to remove barriers for guests so that they can become part of our church family. Our first impressions should provide a wow factor so that the message of Jesus Christ is heard, not the message of mediocrity. We also believe that we can sell or lease the corner lot for additional resources during this time frame. We want to accelerate message. Our continued weekly environments are providing impact and transformation. However, there is a ceiling on that impact. We need to bolster our support systems, resources for teachers, and provide worship services and gatherings that are worthy of the good news. Over the next 2 years, we also need to accelerate message. This means we need to continue to give faithfully and generously to maintain our general operations budget for the next 2 years. We want to accelerate church. Our commitment is to give away 10% of all money received during Mission 178 to church planting efforts through Converge. My challenge is for us to consider what it means to accelerate Mission 178 in every part of our lives, to move beyond life as usual, and to make an investment in things that will have an eternal impact. Now, Mission 178 is a one-fund initiative. Now, that means that all of our regular giving and all of our additional or special giving are going to be combined into one unified fund in order to fulfill our mission that God has called us into. Now, I know that this sounds like a huge goal, but Woodlands, come on now, we can do this. We can go all in like we've never done before. It's going to require sacrifice, and not just from some of us, but from all of us. It's going to require us to make radical lifestyle adjustments. But I promise you, it will be worth it to see what God does in us and through us as we go all in together. Mission 178 is what we are calling this One Fund Generosity Initiative. Now, some of you may be used to a traditional capital campaign where you give a gift above and beyond your normal giving. Now, Mission 178 is different. Mission 178 is all one mission: our ministry, our building resources, our calling to the world. Mission 178 is a call to all of us to commit one whole number, one total commitment to generosity over the next 2 years. My challenge for us is to consider what it means to accelerate in every area of our life, to start thinking what it could look like if every single one of us participated in radical, sacrificial generosity for the mission of reproducing followers of Jesus Christ. We are praying that as close as possible to 100% of us in the Woodlands family would choose to take a Mission 178 step of faith and commit to a radical generosity for the next 2 years. Join us on this journey. No one has ever regretted giving to the Lord that which cost us a piece of ourselves. So let's do it. Let's accelerate for Mission 178. I am so excited about what God is doing in Woodlands. I pray that you will join me and my family as we take the next step together and accelerate into Mission 178.